I'm a fan of Riot Games. Now, between Legends of Runeterra and League of Legends Wild Rift, I have spent way more hours than I care to admit on those games and experiences, and I have always appreciated how Riot has supported their games over the long term. Now, when I saw the League of Legends license was being used by a Netflix game, I knew I had to check it out. It may be a spin-off, but I had high hopes. Let's get right into it. Right off the rip, you can see that they're really keeping the League of Legends style, especially if you've seen the game in Wild Rift or the original League of Legends. The 3D models here are pretty much exactly the same, and they've brought back the same voice actors for the characters in this game. However, there's something really weird going on with the graphics of this game. Now, I played this on my iPhone XR as well as my iPad mini 5th generation, and for some reason, everything looks blurry no matter what I do in the settings. And so I messed around with the textures and the graphic quality, and something just seems blurry or pixelated about it and not focused. And it really kind of bothered me and hampered my experience overall. Now, the music and sound design is actually pretty well done and pretty unique and high quality, so no gripes there. Now, Hextech Mayhem is a rhythm-based platformer, which is what I wasn't expecting, but I kept an open mind. Now, you play as Ziggs, and you run through these levels full of obstacles, and you try to get to the end of the level without running into any of them. Now, there is currency scattered throughout these levels, too, that you can use to unlock various cosmetics and other unlockables, and so you're just trying to perfect these levels as much as possible. Now, you run through these levels by jumping and then sliding down or slamming down, and then tossing bombs. Now, there's little icons scattered throughout these levels that tell you what action you're supposed to be doing at what time, and that's what you do. So if you miss that action, you might run into an obstacle or miss out on a currency, or just not perfect the level as much as you could have. However, I felt this was pretty distracting, especially for a rhythm game, because I was just focusing on those symbols and nothing in the background. So you kind of become blind for everything that's going on. And then on top of the visuals that I've mentioned previously, everything just looks super blurry and not focused. And so it just kind of takes away or detracts from the gameplay itself, but that's not my biggest gripe. The controls of this game are abysmal. Now, there are 3 buttons for the 3 actions that you can do that I mentioned before. So for jumping, there's a button, and for slamming down, there's a button, and to toss bombs, you have a button. Now, these 3 buttons are arranged on the screen, and you can mess with them in the settings to change their arrangement. So you can change where those buttons are located, but you can't change the control scheme to a swipe function. And I think this is a huge negative factor, because this game would feel so much more fluid and satisfying to play and less frustrating if they had some sort of alternate control scheme, because the buttons just do not feel right. They make it feel very clunky and they're very frustrating, and of course the longer you play it, the more you get used to it, but it still doesn't feel right, and they need some sort of alternate control scheme here in order to get rid of this. Now, Hextech Mayhem is free with a Netflix subscription, and you just log in with your Netflix account in order to play this game, and it kind of saves it to your specific profile, which I think is pretty cool. So the multiple profiles you have on your Netflix account, you can have multiple save files. Now, if you don't have a Netflix subscription, you're just playing out of luck, and that's how they manage the monetization. Hextech Mayhem is an incredible disappointment, and even as a spin-off game, it falls insanely short. Netflix really dropped the ball with this one, and I think the League of Legends license deserves more respect than this. And they really missed out on capitalizing off of the insane success of the Arcane TV show, which is exclusive to the Netflix platform, and they could have had a really cool spin-off game that's also exclusive to their Netflix gaming platform to parallel with the Arcane TV series. And the controls of this game are abysmal, and I'm surprised and shocked that they really passed playtesting and inspection. And there's some weird graphical issues with this game overall, so I don't know, just the polish is not here. It doesn't feel like a Riot game, and yes, this is made by like a subsidiary of Riot Games, so it's not technically Riot Games, but this is holding one of their most important licenses here, and they just don't respect it. So avoid this game at all costs. I'm very disappointed. Alright guys, that was my review for Hextech Mayhem. Don't forget to leave a like, pop a sub, and comment down below. It really helps out small channels like mine, and I appreciate you watching to the end of the video. If you want more content from me, check out any of the links in the description down below, especially my TikTok. I cover all sorts of mobile games every single day, 7 days a week, 24/7. And a lot of the games I cover there aren't covered on this YouTube channel, and vice versa. So I would really appreciate the love on that as well. I love you guys. I hope you guys are staying safe, and take it easy.